Then there is another trick of inventing new words or phrases to describe things that don't really exist at all, but which then get people looking at the world differently or behaving in all sorts of insane ways. Let's talk about a specific example of this from Scientology. When L. Ron Hubbard started talking about responsibility and the need for Scientologists to take responsibility for the moral transgressions they had been committing in their lives, he described a mental mechanism which he called a missed withhold. It's a simple idea that goes like this. Let's say you did something you don't want other people to know about, like you stole a piece of candy from a store. Now you know it was wrong to do this, and so you withhold telling anyone about it because you don't want to get in trouble. In Scientology, this is called a withhold. A person can accumulate a lot of withholds, and Hubbard said that this was a major cause for a person to have trouble in relationships or in life, and even could cause perception problems, all of which is true enough. Now, a missed withhold is something else though. Sometimes people do things that remind you about a specific withhold and make you wonder if they might know. When that happens, your withhold is said to be missed. It's almost found out about, but not quite. For example, we said that you stole a piece of candy. Maybe later on, it doesn't matter when, your mom gave you a piece of candy out of the blue. When that happened, the first thing you thought about was stealing that piece of candy from the store, and it gives you a feeling of being caught out and maybe even wondering if your mother actually knows that you stole that candy. All you have to do is think about it even a little bit, and now you have what is called a missed withhold. This business of feeling caught or almost caught is true enough for a lot of people. Enough of us that most of you are probably agreeing with this idea of a missed withhold. But here's where it becomes a control mechanism. Hubbard then said that when a person experiences a missed withhold, he will always become critical of the person who missed it. So guess what? If you are complaining about someone or faulting them for something they did or said, the only reason you are doing that is because at some point they missed a withhold on you. They did something that made you wonder if they know about some moral transgression you committed. This is not some passing comment that Hubbard made in a lecture. No, he spent whole lectures talking about nothing else but this exact thing. It's a very big deal in Scientology. All he really did was take advantage of the psychological mechanism of guilt that most of us feel when we've done something wrong. And he then twisted that into this new idea where he could control how people think. How does this get used as a control mechanism? Lots of ways, such as giving all Scientologists a rationale for ignoring anyone who is criticizing Scientology. As far as Scientologists are concerned, the only reason that I am speaking out about Scientology or am critical of any part of it is because of my own moral transgressions. You see how that works? If I were innocent and clear of any wrongdoing, then to their way of thinking, I wouldn't be criticizing Scientology. Of course, this becomes much worse when you're in Scientology. Because Scientologists believe this, they will police themselves. They will think that if they have a problem with what someone in Scientology is doing, or with some new program, or being kept up for hours on end, being pushed to give money to the cause, that it's on them. It's their fault for feeling critical because they must have done something bad which someone missed. And so you have every Scientologist never openly criticizing the group or its executives or leader. To think that this was done by some accident on Hubbard's part would be the ultimate naivety. This is classic conditioning, and it is very effective on Scientologists.